Hello and welcome to Modalities Movement Therapy. In this fascial edition, we are looking at foam rolling for the core. Foam roller training has become increasingly popular in recent years. It is a relatively new technique and a common form of myofascial release. When pressure is applied with a foam roller, the soft and the fascial tissues that surround and connect muscles, bones, organs, nerves, and blood vessels are gently compressed. This encourages fluid movement through the tissue, much like squeezing and releasing a sponge, which helps improve movement between those fascial layers. Using a foam roller can also challenge balance, especially when lying with the spine on the foam roller. This helps improve core stability, posture, and balance, and can positively influence strength and power by training on an unstable surface. Muscles and fascia become tight due to overuse, repetitive movements, poor body mechanics, weakness, or long periods of sitting. And research from institutions like Harvard Health shows that foam rolling can help reduce delayed onset muscle soreness, or otherwise known as DOMS. It can improve recovery, it decreases muscle fatigue, and increases your range of movement. Because as you know, movement is the key, and if you don't use it, well, you lose it. We're going to start in standing with the foam roller. Stand lengthways on your mat. Take the foam roller in the palms and just rest the arms at your sides. As usual, we need to focus a lot on that diaphragmatic breathing, and this is going to help activate those core muscles. So focus on breathing through the nose, breathing in for about 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts through the nose. When you do that, as you breathe in, feel the expansion around the waist, the expansion between the rib cage, going into that eccentric contraction. Then as you exhale, you're coming into that concentric contraction. So this is going to help activate those core muscles. And let's bring this into the routine as we go on. What we're also going to do is work the foundation, so just warm those feet up, get movement into those feet, strengthening those muscles in the toes. Well, not only the toes, but the feet as well. So you're going to pinch the mat between the ball of the foot and the toes, 1 foot at a time, and bring yourself forward along the mat. So breathing in, let's extend the arms and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Hopefully you're at the front of the mat by now. Take your time, and then when you've finished, you walk up to the back of the mat on the balls of the feet, locking the knees. Let's do that again. So pinch and pull with the toes and the ball of the foot, and exhale and release. Lock your knees, so you're using those core muscles of which the glutes are part of to help pull you along. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhaling. As you exhale, hug the spine with the shoulder blades. So really drop the shoulders and try and relax them as much as possible. Breathing in and exhaling. Push up onto the balls of the feet again. You can lengthen those arms and settle into the center of the mat. I'm now going to take my left foot in front and challenge the balance. Keep the toes to the heel. Extend the arms ahead of you. Look ahead of the foam roller. Relax your shoulders. Now, once you have your stability, you should feel that back leg working hard to stabilize you. You're going to breathe in and rotate the upper body. Then exhale, come back to the center. Breathing in, a nice slow controlled movement, and then exhaling. Here we go for 3. Breathing in, lock those knees, pull up in the core, and exhale to the center. 4 more. Breathing in and exhale. So that movement is coming from the waist. Rotate and then exhale. And those arms are long for the ride. Breathe in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. And just release the elbows. Push up onto the balls of the feet and rotate to the other side. So now the other foot should be in front, the other foot should be in front, elbows into the waist, and then you're going to extend those arms. Now you're rotating towards the front leg. So as we breathe in, we exhaling to the center. Breathing in and exhale. For 3, breathing in and exhale. Breathing in. So this is a nice challenge on the balance as well. And breathing in and exhale. Keep going. Breathing in and exhale. Another 3. And exhale. 2 more. And the last one. And exhale. Bring the feet side by side. Keep the arms extended. Breathe in again. Now, as you exhale, just bring the hands to either side of the foam roller and roll down through the spine. Position the foam roller on the mat and drop down onto your hands and knees. In this position, knees are apart. Rest the forearms on the roller and your thumbs are pointing up. And let's just bounce the chest down to the mat. Tailbone is nice and lifted, opening up into the pelvis as we roll. Just a few rocking motions forward and back, rolling over the forearms. Let's breathe into this position. As you exhale, tuck from the tailbone and round your spine. Arch your back. So arms are extended. Exhale. Bring the elbows into the waist and just bring the hands onto either side of the foam roller. Breathe in this position. As you exhale, tuck your chin and let's roll down through the spine. Position the foam roller on the mat and let's just come onto the knees. In this position, releasing the wrists, so you can bring your palms onto the foam roller and just flexing the wrists, bounce the heels of the hands forward. Just like I said, giving those wrists and the forearms a little bit of attention. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the palms back and rotate the fingers to point forward. And again, flex the wrists and just rock forward and back, bouncing into this. Release. 4, 3, 2, and 1. What you can do now is just roll the foam roller ahead of you, open up into the pelvis, and just bounce the chest. Continue rolling on the forearms, so rotate the thumbs to the ceiling and then rotate the thumbs down. And in this position, let's breathe in. As you exhale, come into that rounded position and drop the thumbs onto the foam roller. Arch your back, open up. Then the movement will ripple up through the spine. Roll forward on the roller. Exhale and tuck. Breathing in, roll forward. Exhale to tuck. Keep going. Breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. Last 2. And exhaling. 1 more. And exhaling. Roll the roller towards you and just roll those shoulders up and back. Okay. We're now going to bring the foam roller onto the front of the legs. So releasing those quads. A nice slow and steady release along the front of the legs. Let's target the inner thighs as well. So turning the feet out, resting the big toes on the floor next to the mat. You're going to roll along those inner thighs. But we also want to target the front of the legs. So you can also maneuver yourself as you rotate the feet inwards. Roll over the knees if you want to give that area some attention as well. Rotating in and out. Keep going nice and slowly. Focusing on your breathing to ease you into the release as well. If we do sit for long periods of time, then these muscles do get quite short. So we're lengthening and releasing them. Okay, in this position, we're now going to pay some attention to the hip flexors, where that leg bends. So just below the hip bone, let's start on the one side, cross the ankle over the other, and just rock forward and back. Rock from side to side as well, working the cross fibers of the fascia, forward and back, and side to side. Okay, bringing that top leg onto the foam roller. So bring the knee onto the foam roller. That leg that's on the roller, that hip flexor, we're going to bend that knee. Then you're going to pulse that foot away. My wall is right behind me, so I'm limited to the range of movement. You want to try and open up that leg as much as possible. Keep going, pulsing out for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So cross that ankle over the other ankle. Use the ball of the foot to maneuver yourself forward and back. Pulsing. Rocking from side to side as well. Do another 4, 3, 2 and 1. In this position, coming into what's called that gecko. So the knee is on the foam roller. Open up that knee, the leg that's on the roller. and pulse that foot away from the center for 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From there onto the knees, and let's position the foam roller onto the neck. So we'll start off resting the neck and the head on the foam roller. Nod your head from side to side. So let's give this area that often carries a lot of tension a good release. So make sure you're at the base of the skull. You want the occiput ridge at the base of the skull to get a good release. Hold on to either side of the foam roller, and let's do a little bit of a shearing motion. So you're sliding your head from side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's keep one ear into the foam roller, and you're going to draw a circle with the nose. Just do 4 in one direction and then change direction. Let's move over to the other side. Draw a circle with the nose and then change direction. What we're now going to do is we're going to draw a figure of 8 parallel to the foam roller. So you drop your chin, circle up and around, cross over in the center, and getting that movement as well as that release around this area. Nice and slow. Keep focusing on the breathing as well. Do another 2 and 1. Come back to the center. Hug your knees into your chest and rock yourself to a seated position. In this position, we're now going to roll over the shoulder blades. So link the fingers, support the head in the hands so there's no strain in the neck. And let's roll gently and slowly over the shoulder blades. If this is quite tender for you, work through a little bit of discomfort and focus on the breathing to help ease you into the movement. If you do want to get a little bit deeper into this release, then you can rock onto one shoulder blade, bend the elbows and cradle the head in the arms, and let's roll over that shoulder blade. So it's nice about focusing on one side at a time, is you can just roll right up into the neck, really working a nice big area here. Keep going. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. When you're ready, rock over to the other side. Otherwise, you keep the weight on both shoulder blades if this is a little bit too sensitive and there's any pain involved or too much tension. But a little bit of discomfort, you try and breathe into that and work through it. Do another 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. Back into the center. You can hug the knees to the chest and rock to a seated position. Bring the foam roller underneath the legs, and we're coming back into a supine position on the mat. lift the lower back off the foam roller or off the mat and position it on the foam roller. In this position, you can support the head in the hands if you want to. And we're going to, with the feet on the mat, breathe in and open up into our arch. As you exhale, we are now going to position ourselves or position the foam roller underneath the legs. Lower your back self onto the We are now going to position the foam roller into the lower back. So lie in the supine position, resting the head on the mat, and lift the lower back off the mat. Position that foam roller in the lower back. You can bring your head into your hands, and with the feet resting on the mat, we're going to open up and breathe into that space we're creating. As we exhale, push the lower back into the roller and tilt and tuck the pelvis. Breathing in an arch. Exhale to tuck. Keep going, breathing in. As I'm opening up, I want my head to go with the flow, so the chin should be dropping down. And then as you exhale, the chin should be lifting. Let's do another 4. Breathing in and exhaling. 3 to go. Breathing in and exhaling. 2 more. And exhaling. For the last one, breathing in and exhaling. Okay, you have 2 options. You can either keep the feet as they were, or you can bring the knees up over the foam roller and lift the feet off the mat if you're not taking too much strain in the lower back. Hold on to the foam roller. We're going to breathe in. Now, I don't want to use momentum. As I exhale, I'm pushing the knees up to the ceiling, and I'm squeezing and tucking, squeezing the glutes and tucking the pelvis on the exhalation. Breathe in, open up, keep the knees where they are. If you need to push, use your hands and exhale into that tuck position. That will help just keep the knees over the hips and over the foam roller. So we don't want to use that momentum. We want to use these core muscles to activate and really squeeze into this lifted position. Breathe in, exhale to tuck. Keep going, breathing in and exhale to tuck. Breathing in, exhale, breathe in, exhale, push with the hands. Do another 3 and exhale. Last 2 and exhale. Finishing off with 1 more and exhale.
Okay, just releasing a little bit more into that lower back. Rock the knees from side to side. If your feet are on the mat, you can just rock the knees from side to side. But if you can, lift the knees up over the foam roller and rock in this position from side to side. We're going to now keep the knees to one side and just loosening up in the glutes a little bit. Extend that bottom leg. Keep the top knee over to the same side and circle that leg. Get as much movement into that leg as you can. Lengthen it, bend it, straighten it, move it around. And when you're ready, just rock over to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. Move that leg around. Straighten it, bend it, circle it, slide it down onto the mat, and keep moving it around. That top knee over to the same side. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center and just rock a few times from side to side. In the center, we're now going to massage the lower back with the foam roller. So using your hands to roll the foam roller out from underneath the lower back. So just apply a nice amount of weight into it and then just gently ease that foam roller out of the lower back. Lengthen and have a big stretch and yawn. And you can rock up to a seated position.
Okay, make sure you're sitting right at the base of the foam roller, so when you lower down onto the roller, your head is supported. Breathe in, sitting nice and tall. Now articulate through the spine. Use the hands if you need to, otherwise you are squeezing the glutes and tucking and controlling that movement as you lower down and bring the head onto the foam roller. Like we just did, have a nice big stretch and yawn. Open everything up, hug the spine with the shoulder blades and just rock a few times from side to side. Come back to the center, bring the elbows next to the foam roller, and we're going to hug the spine roller with the shoulder blades. Bring your right knee up. Bring your left arm up. Extend the hand to the ceiling. We're going to breathe in, lengthen the arm and the leg, and then bring them back into that starting position. Let's do the same with the other side. Breathe in, opposite arm and leg. In this position, I don't want my lower back to lift off the foam roller. Keep it down, push in, activate these muscles here. If you find it's lifting, don't drop the leg as far down. So lift that foot slightly up and then exhale and release. Alternating from one side to the other, breathing in and exhaling. Keep going, breathing in and exhaling. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. For the last one. Okay, let's challenge ourselves a little bit now. You can either stay in that position, or if you can, challenge yourself by lifting the feet off the mat. We're going to alternate arm and leg like we've just done, breathing in, keeping that lower back firmly in the roller. Breathing in, change sides. Exhale and release. For 3.
exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in for 4. 3 more. Last 2. And your next one, you're going to hold it here, bending the elbow. This foot can be on the mat or you can lift it up like we are doing. And what we're now going to do is we're going to open out to the side. We're going to lengthen the arm and the leg. So my leg is turned out, then I'm going to bend and come back to center. We're going to continue with the same side. So breathe in, lengthen out. I'm opening up in that hip, exhaling to bend and bring it back. Keep going, breathing in, extend, exhale to bend and return to the center. Breathe in, lengthen out, exhale, and put that foot on the mat. If your stabilizers are not cooperating, just keep the heel lifted if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. We're going to do one more to this side. Hold it in that open position. Release the elbow onto the mat. Extend the leg. And now you're going to draw a circle with the foot for 8. Make sure the lower back is firmly in the roller. 5, 4, 3, 2, and change direction for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, open up and lengthen in the hip, 2, and 1. Bring that knee to the chest and maybe just wiggle the hips or wiggle the knees, moving in the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen both legs out and stretch again. Lengthen out. Come back to the center. Let's change sides. So you can either rest the toe on the mat, the foot on the mat, or lift the leg to challenge yourself a little bit more. Bend the other elbow, supporting yourself on the mat with the other arm. We're going to breathe in and lengthen the arm and the leg out. Exhale, bend, and come back to center. So rotating out, breathing in, exhale, and back to center. Breathe in, extend, exhale to center. 4, 4 to go. Nice and controlled. Let your movement follow your breath. Finish off with another 2, breathing in, exhale. For the last one, okay, bring the elbow onto the mat so you can keep that leg extended and keep the other leg lifted, or bring the foot onto the mat and drawing that circle with the toes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to change direction for 8. Think of lengthening out of the hip. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bend the knee, bring it back to the center, and just twisting a little bit from side to side. This is a nice shearing motion in the lower back that'll also help release any tension there. Tight hips often leads to tightness in the lower back. Let's give that a lot of attention, strengthening and opening up in these areas. Rock a little bit from side to side. And when you're ready, bend the knees. Breathe in. Use the hands if you need to. Otherwise, you're going to tuck the chin to the chest and roll up through the spine. From this position, we're going to rock forward and come onto the knees and the hands. So we're going to squeeze the foam roller between the knees. Breathing into an arch. Look ahead. Extend the chin. Now as we squeeze the foam roller, we start to tuck from the tailbone. Exhaling as you go into this rounded position and squeeze the foam roller, really coming into that concentric contraction. Push the heels of the hands into the mat and really tuck into this position. You're going to breathe in again. You can use the heels of the hands to help increase that opening up into that eccentric contraction. Then exhale and tuck. If you want to stay in this position, if you've got a little bit of tension in the wrists, then you don't need to lift the foam roller, but this is an option we can move into. Breathe in, pushing into the heels of the hands, really stretch over those abdominal areas. Now exhale into that tuck, and you're going to squeeze and bounce the foam roller off the mat. So you're staying on the front of the legs, on the front of the feet. Drop down, breathing in, pushing into the heels of the hands. Now exhale, squeeze the foam roller, tuck if you can, and lift that foam roller. Well, tuck and lift the foam roller if you can. Breathing in. And exhaling, squeeze the foam roller and move into that lift. Let's keep going. Breathing in and push, tuck. Breathing in and exhaling. Four more. And 3. And your last one. Exhaling and bounce. Just let the foam roller drop to the mat. Lengthen your legs. Push the heels into the mat and just bounce your chest towards your thighs. Now keeping the heels down, walk your hands to your feet. Hang out there and just bounce. When you're ready, breathe in, uncurl through the spine, and stack the vertebra one at a time. Circle the shoulders up and back. Swing the arms around the body. Shake everything out. And well done. Thank you for joining me.